To all of you mothers who are gathered here today, let me extend to you a happy Mother's Day. And as we reflect, as hopefully we do each year when we celebrate Mother's Day, hopefully we can take the opportunity to reflect upon the gift of motherhood. And as we reflect upon that gift, at least I begin to realize that the one thing about motherhood that is so incredible is that mothers are first and foremost always teachers. They're always teaching us, their children. It begins by teaching us how to speak, how to walk. It leads to other things, but certainly they teach us how to live our lives. They teach us values. They teach us, of course, how to fend for ourselves when we get a little bit older, and no matter how old we get, mothers are always teaching. And so as I reflect upon the gift of my own mother, I'm mindful of the fact that the thing that she teaches me the most is where to look. Where to look. She's always teaching me where to look. Moms, you know what I'm talking about. Why, little children, you first of all need to teach them where to look for things, where their shoes are, where the toothbrush is. Why, there's always teaching children where to look for things. And then when they get a little bit older, mothers are teaching their children, and then when they get into their teens, they're teaching their children to look out for danger, to look out for pitfalls. And of course, mothers are likewise teaching their young people where to look for the answers to problems that they're trying to figure out as they're doing their homework. Why, moms are busy there helping their children, teaching them where to look for the answers. Yes, mothers teach us to look out. They teach us to look down, to be able to know where it is that we're going so that we can avoid pitfalls and holes and stumbling blocks, so that we can try not to fall. Moms invite us, why? They invite us to look out for the dangers, but also they invite us to look forward. To look forward to that which lies ahead, to the opportunities that are ever unfolding before us. Why, mothers not only teach us how to look down and to look out and to look out and to look forward, but they also teach us how to look up. To look up to elders, to look up to those that God brings to us in our life, and of course to look up just to experience the beauty of this universe in which we live, and how we're a small part of something that is so much greater than ourselves. Yes, there's all kinds of looking that we need to do in life. And thank God for the gift of mothers who teach us where to look and how to look. Certainly in this stage of my life, I'm most grateful for my mother teaching me about the importance of looking up, to enjoy something that she's enjoyed for so much of her life that I thought was just simply foolish waste of time. My mother loves to watch the birds, to look into the trees, to see these incredible birds that indeed can teach us so much about the seasons of the year, but they can also teach us so much about life itself and caring for one another, as the birds do, as they build their nests, as they provide for their offspring, as they go about doing this together. Why, my mother has taught me the joy of watching the birds and the invitation that goes along with it, to look up, to look out, to listen. I share this with you today as we celebrate Mother's Day, but also I share this remembrance of my mother, and hopefully you can tell your own stories as well. I share this with you because likewise on this Feast of the Ascension, we need to figure out where to look. Where to look to understand this feast that is ours as a church. This moment in Jesus' life after his death and resurrection when he's taken up into heaven. And the Acts of the Apostles on this feast day tells us that the disciples are busy looking where? They're looking up. Makes sense, doesn't it? After all, this Lord, this Savior, this Redeemer, this Master, this Teacher, why, this Jesus of Nazareth, whom they've come to know and come to love and come to follow, why, he's raised up, he's taken from them. So they look up. The Acts of the Apostles, Luke tells us, they look up intently at the sky. But then thank God for the angels. Those two angels that come to the disciples who are busy staring up into the sky, and why the angel tells them what? What are you looking up there for? Enough of that. Instead, you need to go. You need to look forward. You need to look out. You need to go. Go to Jerusalem. Wait there so that you can be clothed with the power from on high. And once that happens, why, then you will have the strength, then you will have the power, then you will have the presence, then you will have the promise of Jesus being with us always. Even though he's ascended, he's still with us always. How do you reconcile that reality? How can someone be up there and still be right here at the same time? Well, it's about the Spirit. It's about you and I on this Feast of the Ascension, not just looking up, as important as that is, so that we can see who we are in the bigger scheme of things, but why on this Feast of the Ascension we're invited to look within. We're invited to look there. And once we look within, we will discover that we have been clothed with this incredible presence, with this promise, with this gift of the Spirit that dwells within each and every one of us. And it is there that Jesus dwells. It is there that he is able to fulfill his promise to be with us always. So on this Feast of the Ascension, we with the disciples might have the tendency to look up. We certainly need to do that. We also need to look forward. We need to go. We need to look out. We need to look down. Why? We need to look around us. But most importantly, on this Feast of the Ascension, we need to look within so that we can rediscover that gift of the Spirit that is within us, so that we might then go forward in life, confident that even though Jesus has ascended into the heavens, he is still here guiding us and encouraging us and challenging us to be that presence to those we encounter throughout the week. Where Jesus has gone, one day we hope to follow. As he was taken up body and soul into heaven, so we believe that on the resurrection of the day that you and I likewise will be raised up, body and soul as well. But in the meantime, you and I are invited. We are being taught from people like our mothers where to look. Jesus invites us on this great feast to look up, to look forward, to look within, to discover a power, a promise, and a presence to be with us always.